Alright, welcome back. This is the first advanced tutorial video for SERPx. In this one I want to show you how to use the content bank and how to scrape content externally from SERPx that you can then upload. And what this does is it gives you more unique content. It takes a lot of the load off your server. If you're running on like shared hosting or something, then SERPx doesn't have to go out and grab content and stuff, so it reduces the workload of SERPx quite a bit if you go ahead and pre-upload this content. In order to do that, you're going to need something like Content Foundry or Article Forge. I believe does the same thing, but check. What you need is a spit out of a big file with a bunch of sentences, one sentence per line, and then SERPx is going to pull from that to create your content. So you scrape it ahead of time, upload it to SERPx builds the content with that. So in order to, I've got Content Foundry. I've never used Article Forge, so we're going to go through it with Content Foundry. If you can do the same thing with Article Forge and you're already paying for it, great. Content Foundry is pretty cheap. I think it's an annual payment, like $100 a year or something like that. So first thing you want to do is go here and go to New Project, and you're going to want to scrape. So would you like to create a new project? Yes, we'll just call it Celtic create, and we'll do something real broad. You just want something that's niche relevant, so you're going to have niche relevant content. The title and URL are going to be niche relevant, and it's going to really build out that site for you. So you can put multiple keywords in here. As far as what I scrape for, I look for most, if not all, of the articles in here. So I just go through articles and 2.0s, and it'll scrape from those sites, mash all the content together, and you're good to go. You can use proxies. When I show this video, I'm going to block out my proxies, but I just go to buyproxies.org, pick up like 25, 50, 100, whatever you want to do, proxies, and throw them in there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit scrape, and we're going to see this go through here. You're going to see a lot of failures, so don't worry about it too much. But it's going to queue up these articles, failures, but you're going to see scrape, skipped, all that type of stuff. Probably if you went with a little bit higher dollar proxy, you would get fewer of these. Google blocked the proxy, but I really don't care. We just need the content. I'm running this on a VPS, so I'm not putting my home IP at risk or anything. So I'm going to let this run, and I'll pause it and get back with you when it's done. All right, now that that's done, this is the screen you're presented with. So what we're going to do real quick is add some keywords in here. So I just grabbed this from one of our keyword lists, download the competition, upload it here. So save, and then we're gonna close this out, close scrape and continue. So now we're gonna go to create. So then you just pick a project here. So we'll do Celtic. Add your keywords, so all the keywords that you just pasted in there, you want to just add them all. Close this. Pick a template. Now the template that you want to do, and it's already in here, is this sample XR sentences. It stands for XRummer. It's an old school mass spam tool, but that's not really important. That's what you want because it's going to give you the format that we need. That's just what it's called. Quantity, it depends on how big your keyword list is. The more keywords that you do, the more content that you're going to need, of course. So I usually just set it at like 20,000. So then I'll export it. You choose a file. We'll go to Celtic. Okay. And you can see what this looks like. So whole bunch of junk, but it's going to turn our website into a bad mofo. So then what I do is I connect my VPS to Dropbox. So I'm going to drag this over to Dropbox and start uploading it to the system. So let me pause this and we'll get over there. Back to the Celtic website. All right, now that we've got our content scraped and ready to go in the format we need, we'll just throw it into SERPx. So I'm going to do a new category here just to keep everything separate. So the name of the category will be rings, because I think the authority site I grabbed was mainly rings. So I'm going to save the category. You see rings here. Next step. Content bank, enable it. We're going to add it to rings. You could add it to weddings if you wanted to. I do 2 separate scrapes for those. Typically, you could do the same Celtic run if you wanted to, but I'm going to run that XR twice and get 2 different files for that if you want to do it to both of these. But for this one, I'm just going to browse and upload. Let me go ahead and pause this and browse and get it off my computer. All right, I got that. So I went and found where I saved the article in Dropbox, and then I'll just click upload. This will override everything that you've already got in there. So if you've already uploaded a content file, it will overwrite that. So just click OK. All right, go back to Content Bank, enable it, make sure the file's there. Random number of paragraphs. So this is where you decide how long the content's going to be. In my experience, it doesn't need to be forever long, especially if you're going for the local play. But what I typically do is 3 to 4 sentences, or we'll do 2 to 3 paragraphs. So you'll have either 2 or 3 paragraphs, and you'll have 3 to 4 sentences per paragraph, and you want to delete sentences after you've used them for the post, so then you're not using the same line over and over. So we're gonna save changes. You want to make sure to save this and make sure you go back and check it to see that it's saved, because if you don't, then it won't build content. So if it's not building content after 12 or so hours, then I would go back and make sure, if you're using the content bank, make sure that setting saved, that you do want to use the content bank. So next step. Let's add some keywords to rings. So keyword list. So you add keywords. We're going to add this to rings, so it'll pull different keywords per category. I went out and got a different site, just a different, similar Irish site. See how many keywords we got here. That'll work. Got about 400 more, so that's good. All right, so we'll add keywords to rings. So now it's got content and it's got keywords to pull from, so we should be good to go. Done. Next step. Yeah, it's still, all this is the same. It's site-wide. So, and if you're doing a bunch of categories and you want to step that up, you can do number of posts per run. Yeah, number of posts per run. We'll keep that at 2. But if you want up the number of runs per day, a run is every time it generates content. How many times a day do you want to do that? We could go to 4 or 5, something like that. Randomize the posting time. You always want to randomize as much as you can. Click save, and you're good to go. That is it. In the next video, I think we're going to get into the external linking, which is the part that I was really looking forward to when I heard that Roman was creating this plugin. So I will catch you in the next one.